Hey everyone, I wanted to share with you my 2 cents on raising money when you have a business, and especially in the very early stages. Now, we're in a position with my associate to build a business as a side hustle. So we have our day job and we're building this on weekends and, after work. So it's a very different approach than if you were going full-time on building a business. Now, there is a tendency to think that when you build a business, you have to raise money. And sure, money is good. Money allows you to have more leverage. Now, there is a caveat to that. When you're building a business as a side hustle, you want to be careful around adding expenses. And when you raise money, that means you're using money for something. So that means you're going to be raising expenses. So for example, you say, I want to raise money to hire someone. Sure, but when you hire someone, there is a commitment to pay that person, right? So you have to make sure that there is a certain amount of revenue coming in each month to pay that person. And that can be a very heavy mental burden for the founders. And I know sometimes you're going to hear people saying, well, yeah, but having that person kind of lights a fire under your ass and you're motivated to keep pushing through. But at the same time, we want to be reasonable. We want to be reasonable and sustainable for our own mental burden. And so if you commit to have someone on the payroll, that's going to put a lot of mental burden on you, and that could demotivate you on the long run. And instead of actually lighting a fire under your ass in a good way, it might actually demotivate you to keep going and just stop altogether because it would be too much and you don't want to basically continue the adventure. So our choice was to actually make sure that we don't hire anyone for now and that we don't raise money, because already raising money also lets you share a piece of the cake. And because we're building a product company, we don't have a lot of expenses at first. So we're trying to stay as lean as possible until we see some revenue. And in an ideal world, we'll be able to build the company with just using the revenue and not needing to actually raise money. Now, this is very different if you're building a business which requires a lot of upfront investment. I'm thinking of like a restaurant, a bakery, producing a product. That's a bit different. But when you're building a business as a startup on a product, you want to stay as lean as possible. And it's okay to stay lean. You don't have to raise money just for the sake of it. That was my 2 cents. I hope you get value from it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.